Good day, everyone. This is Vincent Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to talk about Torso Mini Split, the multi-zone introduction. Meanwhile, I also provide the corresponding video linkages at the below description area just for your reference. This sharing device into these 5 parts. Moreover, I provide the corrected subtitle just for your better understanding. Don't forget to turn it on if you need.
Controllers.
This slide is the controller summary on split system, including single zone and multi-zone. I summarize the wider controller, remote controller, centralized controller, and adapters. Later, I will introduce with more detail. Here, let's focus on the wired controller first. And this one, SK19 and XE71 is the basic or the standard one. And you can also choose SK76. This is to achieve multi-timers, which is easier for the customer to control the whole system. And if you would like a Wi-Fi module control, and here I'd like to emphasize that for the Wi-Fi, for all the wall mounted of the Torso model, it is built in. And for this Wi-Fi is for the cassette type or the DAC type. If you also would like a Wi-Fi control, you need to select this XE73 as a wired controller. Actually, we just control this wired controller from the smartphone. And from here, it will control the system. And then we also offer you this wireless remote controller. As for the central controller, this is to control multi-systems or the multi-units. After connected, we can achieve just something like group control. And the adapters, and we have the 24-volt thermostat, which means with this one you can connect to the local 24-volt thermostat like Google Nest and Ecobee. Keycard control. Once you insert the card, you are allowed or authorized to control the unit. Otherwise, no. Inside this new XE73 Wi-Fi wired controller, there are 3 layers damp-proof structure to prevent the water or the vapor getting inside to make it damage, which is this 1, 2, 3. And also you can find there is a small Wi-Fi logo here indicate that support Wi-Fi control. This slide displays how we achieve this Wi-Fi control from your smartphone. Let's focus on this diagram first. For all the wall mounted, there is a built-in Wi-Fi module inside this control PCB, no matter it is single zone or multi-zone wall mounted. As for the cassette type or the DAC type, you need to rely on this wired controller, which means we need to rely on this wired controller or the built-in Wi-Fi module. Then we can connect to your smartphone, no matter you are at home or at the office. You can use this smartphone together with the Torso Plus app to control the Torso models.
Gate card function or dry contact function. For this one, it is unless you turn on the dry contactor or insert the card just like this, it will not allow to turn on the indoor unit. Just like you say in hotel. And for this one, the connection is we need to apply this NK010. With this one, we can exchange the signal from the keycard device, no matter it is AC or DC. Then from here, you need to connect to the indoor unit PCB, especially there is a .C socket just like this. And for this one, I'm afraid that it is not for all models. For the detail, you need to contact with your grid salesman to check whether the PCB has this socket or not.
Central controller. Torso provides these 2 models for central control. First of all, what is central control? So in this case, when you connect to the central controller, you can just one button to turn on all these 4 indoor units. How to do the wiring? Just like this. Actually, we rely on the wider controller, which is either XE73, XK76 or XE71. For this one, there is an output of the RS485 and we need to combine this RS485 together, then connect to the central controller. And makes this central controller support to control up to 36 in-dot units, no matter it is single zone or multi-zone. And all the in-dot unit, it is individual control also available. And of course, all control also means group control. And the most important, it is not only the single zone or multi-zone, but also it support the UMACH and the VRF. For the VRF, makes support 16 systems with 255 in-dot units. And besides, it supports the shield control, which is to block the setting from the wider controller. Or the wireless remote controller, also it can block the signal. Not only the central controller, we also support to control from the BNS, which is the computer. First, let's talk about how to do the wiring. From this diagram, you can find that it is very similar to previous, which is also from the wider controller. There is a RS485 output. Then we need to combine them together, and then to this adapter. For this adapter, we offer either Modbus or the BACnet. So for the Modbus protocol, you need to rely on this RS485 converter. As for the BACnet, also you need to rely on this adapter. We call it ME30. Then you can connect to the PC, and then we will provide you the protocol for you to control all the in-dot units. So what you can do is you can on off the system and change the mood, change the fan speed, and adjust the setting, and also apply the shield function, which is to block the setting from the controller. Makes it support up to 255 single zone or multi-zone, and also the UMACH. This slide is about the 24-volt thermostat adapter. We call it ME34. And how to do the wiring. Also in the same example, if we would like to control the in-dot unit with the local thermostat, for example, the ecobee on Google Nest, then you need to rely on this adapter. Just connect to the in-dot unit and then the other end to the thermostat. Then you can use this thermostat to control the in-dot unit. And what you can do, it is to on off and also to change the mood and adjust the fan speed. And it supports all the in-dot unit type, no matter it is wall-mounted or the cassette or duct. That's all for this sharing. If you still have any other question, feel free to contact me on my email address. Meanwhile, you can also scan this QR code to access for this presentation sharing. Hasta la próxima. それではまた今度。